Hey all you Minties! On today's episode of Reels Talk, Omar and I are going to be reviewing Hellboy, so stay tuned. Alright Omar.
Hey Amanda.
So we just saw Hellboy.
We sure as hell
we did. So now that we've seen Hellboy, we're going to go ahead and review it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think we should drink before...
I think we need to take a long chug.
We're going to give you a really quick synopsis and then get into the spoilers because unfortunately there's not that much to talk about. The Big Red hasn't been treated kindly. That's all I will say right now. So this movie is loosely based on Mike Mignola's comic book Hellboy, based on Darkness Calls, Wild Hunt, and Into the Storm, I think.
Exactly.
Something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean loosely. So, Amanda, what is the synopsis of the movie? Then we can go ahead and talk about spoilers.
Sure. So we have David Harbour, as you all know from Stranger Things, plays Hellboy. And he and his father, played by Ian McShane, work for the BPRD, which we all are familiar with from the comic books. And basically they are tracking a disturbance, which is the Blood Queen, Nimue. They are trying to find all of her body parts to stop her from being resurrected and then essentially bringing all the monsters back to Earth. It also follows Hellboy's origins, where he came from. Obviously, those of you who have seen the comics know, the Nazis had summoned him and everything like that. So all that still plays a big part. You have other ancillary characters as well, like Daimo and Alice.
We have to say that it has nothing to do with the two previous films.
No.
This is a reboot.
Complete reboot, yes.
So it has nothing to do with Guillermo del Toro's and Ron Perlman's movies.
You can tell. Yeah.
And I don't know how it benefited from that. But
yes.
I guess we'll get there when we get there. Now, the synopsis is, good guys versus bad guys.
And he has a prophecy that he apparently is supposed to fulfill, bringing hell on Earth, basically. Neil Marshall's the director of this film, which I know that Omar has liked some of the stuff he's done in the past.
No, I have loved Neil Marshall's stuff.
I think he even made a wonderful graphic of him in our Game of Thrones
review, yeah.
prequel.
No, he's a wonderful director. I've enjoyed everything that he has done. Everything from The Descent, Doomsday, I can't. Dog Soldiers.
Yes.
And then he directed some episodes of Game of Thrones. Some of my favorite episodes of Game of Thrones,
yes.
including Blackwater. So to see him doing this, I remember texting you late last year when he released that tweet going, after that first trailer, I was not happy. And I remember texting you going, oh, well, apparently neither is Neil Marshall because he had tweeted, this is not the movie that I was set out to do. Yes. This is not what I directed.
And we all know that if you've read stuff in the news, there's been issues of behind-the-scenes drama and things like that between him and the producers, which is always par for the course. So it always depends on how much control everyone has. And it just seems that perhaps in this instance, the director did not have as much control as he would have liked, and therefore the movie suffered for it. So,
before we get to spoilers, I will say, some of the things that I did not like about this movie were the CGI.
Right off the bat, you can tell.
Horribly used. Well, no, right off the bat, I could tell it's rated R because they used the F-bomb, and I'm a vulgar motherfucker, and they were using the F-bomb left and right. I love that. I just said motherfucker and then the F-bomb in the same sentence.
We can talk about the dialogue because I think the use of, to me, there's a difference between the use of swearing like with Deadpool, which is, it makes sense and it works, right? Mm-hmm. But then in this film, it's like they didn't have anything smart to say or know what to say, so they had to replace it to make it sound flashy and
it seems like
R-y.
All the characters were
every character
cursing or dropping the F-bomb. And on top of that, the grotesque for the sake of being grotesque.
The gore was unnecessary.
Was just too much. I get it. Okay, it's cool. You're ripping guys in half. You're taking people's skins off. Awesome. Maybe if I was 15 years old, I really went into this movie to just watch it as a movie. I wasn't going into it going, okay, this is based on one of my favorite comics. Let's compare it to that, because I know never happens.
Yeah.
I went into it to see if it's an enjoyable movie, and sadly, it is not enjoyable.
It's almost 2.5 hours long, and we sat through it bored most of the time.
Halfway through, I'm like, how much longer do we have? It's the first time.
And I was like, it's only the first hour.
It's the first time this year that I've been that bored of a movie. I'm just like, oh my god, we've only gone through 1 hour, and we still have an hour and a half of this. Jesus. CGI, the dialogue was atrocious. The acting was subpar, but then again, I've come to expect that from Mia.
Mila Jovovich, we're still not quite sure why.
I'm sure David Harbour and Ian McShane got a paycheck, and they were like, whatever. Yeah, sure. But it's just the bad editing, the sound mix. It was a fucking traffic accident
you
just waiting to happen.
You mentioned the colors, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, the CGI,
scenes,
right.
Yeah.
So the CGI, the color tones that they would use for the dark parts didn't make any sense. Oh, man, it's so bad. And that's all I will say. And let's talk about the spoilers.
Yeah. So, one of the spoilers I think a lot of people were looking forward to, and so spoiler warning, guys, was the appearance of Lobster Johnson. I know it was kind of...
Thomas Hayden Church, right?
Thomas Hayden Church. I know it was leaked a while back.
My favorite part of the whole movie.
Yeah, and he came in being Thomas Hayden Church, and it was great. But it was a very small role, and he showed up in a flashback.
2 minutes, and then in the after credit.
And a mid-credit scene, yeah. So he showed up only twice, which they look like they're trying to set up a sequel. I'll be surprised if they even get close.
Oh, they absolutely.
There are 2 credit scenes.
They absolutely.
We didn't even stay for the end credits.
Yeah, we just read about it because I'm like, I don't want to stay anymore.
It has Baba Yaga. She shows up in there too, and that's another one of those scenes.
There's a lot of things that were wrong with this movie that didn't work together.
The plot it was a little weird.
Honestly, the plot could have been tightened up. It could have been a shorter edit. I feel like Neil Marshall, like I said, he is a damn good director. I feel like he was out of control when it came to editing and the sound mix and the special effects and the cinematography. All that stuff just did not speak Neil Marshall to me.
Yes.
And the gross factor, that did nothing for me because it
just went on too long
so
for me.
fake. Like, I'm talking Scorpion King.
It really did.
Fake. Like the scene where Scorpion King shows up in The Mummy 2, The Mummy Returns.
Yes.
Brandon Fraser, Mummy Returns. Yeah, that kind of graphics.
And that was in the 90s, guys, so that's saying something that it's still at that level. Particularly in their scenes with Alice, she's a seer, and so when she touches someone who is dead, they come at their essence comes out through her mouth. Those scenes seem particularly, bad. It's bad. Particularly bad.
Yeah, so all the gross things, all the violence did nothing for me. The blood, like they didn't even use any practical effects. Whenever Hellboy cuts his hand to make a deal to pick up Excalibur during this one important scene, he's supposed to bleed out into this bowl. Instead of using like red paint or just fake blood, they use CG to drop the blood into this bowl, and I'm like, man, this is so bad. This is like late 90s bad. This is Resident Evil Dogs bad. The movie was not that good. Yeah. And it's one of those movies that, I'm going to quote my wife for saying this because she says this a lot every time we go see the movies. She says, this is a movie I'll never see again. And that's how I feel about this. Like, even if it's on Saturday night while I'm cleaning or whatever the hell. Oh, damn it, I live a boring life while I'm cleaning.
He'd rather see Venom again than see this.
That's so sad because I think I gave Venom a 4 out of 10?
Yeah, 4 out of 10. We're doing on a 5-point scale, but if we
4 out of 10.
Adjusted for inflation, it would be a 4 out of 10.
Sure, whatever. This movie doesn't get that much. This is a bad movie, and I wish I could say something positive. I like maybe stylistically, I liked some of the shots, like when he shoots people and the bullet goes through their head. Cool. Maybe. I wish they had done that at the beginning instead of towards the end of the movie.
And I had mentioned the one fight scene that I thought, this is not so bad, when Daniel Day Kim's character becomes, is it Maneater?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he becomes him, and he and Hellboy team up to fight the Garrosh, the Warthog villain. And there's that scene, it was a quick second, I was like, okay, this sounds, and then it was over. It was a very brief, kind of interesting fight scene that was over very quickly. But those are pretty much the only moments I can think of.
I think when we walked out of the movie theater, you said that, and by then they had lost me.
Yeah, and
because I was
towards the end.
By then everything was a green screen to me. So all I saw was just the actor punching nobody on a green screen. The whole movie feels like a green screen. Oh, it was...
And some of the character interactions, like there's moments that are supposed to be comedic that I don't know if they really should have been comedic. There are parts where Omar laughed that shouldn't have been laughed at, but he laughed at because it was so bad.
I think, nothing to say, like, nothing bad about David Harbour's portrayal, but I mean, because that's the way Hellboy is in the comics. And that's the way that, I'm not even comparing it to Guillermo del Toro's or Ron Perlman's version, but that's the way, he was. He was that kind of character. But in this, it just the jokes fell so flat because... Everything else was just so dull. The color tones were dull. The movie was just dull. I was bored halfway through it. I won't see it again.
No.
What would you give this movie?
What would I give this movie? I would probably give it like a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
And that's being generous. Yeah, honestly, when I kept thinking about the plot, for instance, where there was action and everything, I just think, okay, this could be moved in this place. this could be moved back further. This is not what the climax should. So there was a lot to me that could have been changed.
It's editing.
And it's all editing. Exactly.
That I had about the movie, or one of my many complaints I had about the movie.
So yeah.
So 3 out of 10. I'd give it a 2.5 out of 10. I'm being generous. It's not a good movie. Save it.
And we sound so down in the dumps about it. We kind of like
yeah, because Big Red deserves better.
Yeah,
this is
because I enjoyed when we read the comic for old new readers. I enjoyed it. So it was, and I've seen the Guillermo del Toro's. Granted, it was a long time ago that I've seen them, but I enjoyed those too. So I was really looking forward to seeing what they brought to the table. And when you have so much variety of superhero films and anti-superhero films these days, something like this.
You need something like this to stand out above the DC and Marvel.
Yes.
Like, I wasn't even excited by the time Ape Sapien showed up at the end. That's how dull it was. I'm like...
in the mid-credits scene.
Yeah,
6 months later scene.
Yeah, I'm done. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get out of here. Because when I got scared when that 6 months later showed up, I'm like, oh my god, do we have another 30 minutes of this?
Luckily we did. So, but, yes. So,
anyway, if you saw it, let us know what you think. If you didn't see it, God bless you.
Yes, maybe wait for it to come out where you can rent it.
Or just don't watch it. Or watch a quick synopsis of it.
Yeah, or watch one of these reviews and figure out what you want. But yeah.
God, 2.5. I'm so sad.
Yes.
All right, sign us off.
All right, sounds good. So thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for notification of more great Near Mint condition content. Remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at NearMintCon. Also, don't forget, we are on Patreon now, so if you want to support us and get some great benefits, make sure to follow those. I think the link is in our description.
Like
and
health insurance?
Like health insurance. Great benefits. And remember, everyone, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. We did sound really depressed at that whole thing.
Yeah. Welcome to hell. Boy.
Yes. So Omar and I had a chance. Nope, you don't like that.
That's stupid. But it's as stupid as the lines delivered in that movie.
All right, Omar.
Yeah.
So we got to see.
Give me
Hellboy.
5 seconds.
Okay.
To cut instead of asking me and then going, "All right, Omar." That's hard to cut. All right.
All right, Omar.
Yes.
So we just saw Hellboy.
We did.
And what are you gonna do next?
I'm gonna burn it out of my memory forever by drinking it away.
Yes. Let's take a.
It was one of the worst movies I've seen so far this year.
Okay, let's not give it all away. We still have to do our review.
No, I'm done. That was my review. Don't go see it. God bless. God bless your family. Stay home with them instead. No, let's start over. No, stupid.
All right. Hellboy.
Hellboy. Let's do it. Okay. Hellboy. Ready?
Flaming pile of shit glory. Okay.
Don't give that away.
All right. Hey, all you Minties.
Nope. Start over. Sorry, I looked at you because I was waiting.
Omar and I are going to be review.
You missed the beat.
I did. Yeah, I almost said Corey.
Not Corey. Omar. It's okay. Do you have a side YouTube show I don't know about?
Corey.
Yes.
Don't drink it.
Yes, Mom.
Okay, ready?
Yes. How are you not ready? You asked me if I was ready. I said yeah.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. Ready? Okay.
Nope. Yes, I'm ready.
Did not drink that beer. Okay.
You drank like...
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, all you Minties. On real... Do it again. Stay... You're focused. Just keep thinking you're not ready. Okay.
Yeah. You're... You think I'm not fucking ready? I haven't even said a goddamn word yet.